There's a 1 in 90,000 chance you actually clip through the wall.
This is literally the whole like, if you smack like a piece of wood, there's like a 1 in 1 trillion chance your hand goes through it. It's just the Mario Kart equivalent of that. That's so ridiculously dumb.
That works for me!
Anto uploaded a new video, which if you're not in the know, you ought to be, because Anto is a man who makes bangers. Look, before I even watched it, just because I saw it got uploaded, I said the GOAT has returned. Even got a love on that one. So yeah, I'm kind of an OG in the Anto business. But yeah, what was the last one we watched? The last one was Mario Kart 7, Shortcut Revolution, and this one is Mario Kart 64. Let's get to it. They just go through walls in this game. What the fuck? Oh, shout out Brody MK64 too.
Forest64 went into the chat of top runner Abney317 to share the discovery of a shortcut that would kickstart a revolution.
The friendly fire? That's crazy that red shells used to work like that. Don't they work like way less well now? I feel like if you turn around and throw a red shell, that shit will just hit a wall. This felt like it actually like properly tracked and turned back around. I feel like they worsened the red shell AI. Like, why'd they do that? That like was so smooth. Like
On August 4th of 2020, just days after Forrest had initially discovered the Grand Prix shortcut on Royal Raceway, he discovered another on Toad's Turnpike. Essentially, if you get stuck out of bounds here, you trigger what is called the Lakitu effect. The Lakitu effect entails that you are able to drive out of bounds for a brief period of time.
If you jump into the fence, you go out of bounds?
Players would quickly hop the Toad's Turnpike to set new time trials world records, whether it be the 3-lap world record or the flap world record.
Do you imagine you're just like driving down the highway and then some motherfucker just phases out of the wall, then hits you full speed? Officer, I didn't see him. He came out of the fucking fence, I swear.
Also known as the Fast. On October 3rd, Forrest as well as Weatherton would discover an entire lap skip on Sherbetland. Essentially, instead of getting pushed out of bounds by the penguin near the cave, the task gets pushed out of bounds with this penguin over here, which causes a section reset. Since the section is reset, you have free will to do a lap skip here by driving through the finish line and then behind it again.
I feel like I don't know what sections are in this game. You know what I mean? I assume every map is split up into sections, and it's just like a way of manipulating which one you're considered inside of for like how the game counts your laps. But I wish I had some way to visualize it, you know? Kind of I'm saying that, but I also know if I had a way to visualize it, it would not go well, like with the same way that happened with the 0% division glitch. Like, remember when he was just like, this is what happens when the game tries to like divide by 0. I was like, oh yeah. Then he shows the graph and it's like all these like lasers appearing on the screen, like everything goes red, and I'm just like, okay, never mind. This doesn't help. It doesn't help at all.
Upon landing in certain areas that you're not supposed to, the game will have a division by 0 error, which will cause the checkpoint on the map to reappear somewhere else and extend outward infinitely. These checkpoints would be coined as ghost checkpoints.
I like how I went, yes, yeah, like I understood it first. All I really understood was is that you can't divide by 0. That's all that noise meant. And then he's like, yeah, so then the checkpoint disappears and it extends infinitely. And then I'm just like, I'm done pretending. I'm done pretending I know what this means. I'm sorry. I instantly folded. I was like, what is happening anymore? It probably would have been like that, but I like to believe.
Forrest made yet again another shocking discovery, but this time it was on Calamari Desert. At surface level, it looked really easy. All you're doing here is just driving through this fence. But in reality, the precision to pull off this trick made it seem almost humanly impossible. To pull this off, you have to land exactly on the fence, meaning the trick is not only precise, but floating point precise. Essentially, since this trick is floating point precise, it means that if you throw yourself at the wall, there's a 1 in 90,000 chance you actually clip through the wall. Now imagine if someone were to defy these.
This is literally the whole fucking like, if you smack like a piece of wood, there's like a 1 in 1 trillion chance your hand goes through it. It's just the Mario Kart equivalent of that. That's actually what this is. Are you serious? It's actually some quantum Mario Kart physics bullshit.
Another month would pass, and as players would continue to push this game to its absolute limits, renowned player Weatherton would post a task on November 20th that blew the community.
This dude does not look like a speedrunner. He looks like a fucking like a consultant. this looks like a family man with a wife and 3 kids. He works at like a law firm. Stock image. Hey man, shout out. Anyone can have a hobby, you know. Good on it. Good on him for just doing what he loves. That's.
You are able to launch yourself up from the lower half of the track here, all the way to the upper half of the track, where coincidentally enough is also near the finish line. Once he lands on the track, he does the reversity doo-doo. Now I'm sure you are confused as hell. Once he lands on the track, he does the reversity doo-doo.
That's what
now
I thought
I'm sure you are confused as hell as to why doing this circle gets the lap to count, but I'll explain it later.
I thought he was just doing donuts.
You'll see later on in the video. A player by the name of Soft Syrup was digging through old Japanese websites, and he came across one that was labeled as a 2-player only Koopa Troopa Beach Grand Prix shortcut. Abney would go on to attempt the cut on stream. He would unfortunately have no success when it came to making the cut faster. However, a chatter by the name of Grill suggested an adjustment to Abney that would involve you driving out of bounds to get the placement he needed instead of just manually
the world's first
good
backseater. Imagine being the guy backseating a shortcut to the greatest Mario Kart 64 player to ever live and being correct. Imagine the fucking balls it takes to be like, have you tried this? And then being right? Like, that's crazy. Shout out that guy.
Loud for a large. When February 9th came around, there were not only 2 new shortcut discoveries, but the discovery of 2 mechanics, thanks to Weatherton and Forrest. Whenever there's a corner in MK64, the 2 wall hitboxes meet at a joint corner, but beyond the corner there is an opening. If you're in front of the corner hitbox on one frame, and then on the next frame you're on the opening beyond the corner, you're able to drive right through the corner of the wall. So if we consider this wall in Mario Raceway, we can see that the angle between the 2 walls is 135 degrees.
Oh yeah,
the minimum
it's easy to
speed
see.
that is needed to clip through 130.
Hold up, let me just take a closer look.
Is 100.
Yeah, so you can just, if you take the angle and you take the hypotenuse, and yeah, it's 135. Why did they draw the angle like that? I have no fucking clue. I feel like it literally works better if you just like
the angle between the 2
angle
walls
it downwards. Does it make sense? I don't know, but that's one of the reasons I thought it was funny.
The other shortcut would be on none other than Luigi Raceway, and this time, the shortcut wasn't just a Japanese 1.0 exclusive, but a Japanese 1.0 and 1.1 exclusive. On Luigi Raceway,
that's big,
there's a green area that now you remember how I was talking about 1-second laps? Well, when it came to Luigi Raceway, the task was 3.25 seconds for the 3-lap and 0.01 seconds for the flap. Considering that those are the times for tasks, you would think that the RTA times—
Did he say 3 seconds for the full 3 laps? 3.25? That's so stupid. That's so ridiculously dumb. I should have expected this, but like that's still crazier than I actually thought the records would be in this video. That's gotta feel good.
Now on Yoshi Valley, there is this infamous shortcut where you can jump over this fence, get a lap activation, and then respawn by the finish line and do a lap skip.
A lot of Mario Kart shortcuts in this game specifically, and also in like Wii and stuff, just involve like hopping over fences with like a lot of speed. Like there's a lot that have a lot more to them and a lot of like mechanics going on in the background, or like, you know, having to get through a corner with a lot of speed. But it's really funny how if you just like return to the basics, sometimes all you gotta do is hop over a fence. I love that.
Now I think it's time that we not only take a visit down memory lane, but introduce a new mechanic to the game. This mechanic would be none other than the Ultra Bounce. Weatherton would premiere a video on his YouTube channel in which he discussed Ultra Bounce.
Wait, what are these? What are these in the background? Are these actual PhDs and doctorates? Was I not joking earlier when I said this guy? Does he actually fucking do that? Yeah, you know, I guess where there's smoke, there's fire. If he's got like a professional ass headshot where like And he looks like he fits the bill, I guess. Yeah, it makes sense. He is just a speedrunner by night. That's kind of sick. Yeah. Shout out that guy.
Not even a week later, on August 1st, Weatherton would post a task in Grand Prix mode in which he did a completely new shortcut on Yoshi Valley. However, just 3 days later, Forrest would post a task of him pulling off the trick in Time Trials mode, which allowed for laps to be completed within under 3 seconds.
Now, maybe this is just me and my lack of understanding, but he says entirely new shortcut and then just shows someone jumping over the fence at the same spot as the other shortcut, and then is it like a different angle? Because it kind of just looks the same. Like, I believe him, you know, but it kind of just looks the same. I wish he would have like elaborated a little bit more, because he says entirely different shortcut. This one's at a 135 degree angle. Duh, yeah, of course.
It's only a matter of time before our minds are blown again, but for now, this has been the Mario Kart 64 Shortcut Revolution.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Cool video. Subscribe to be part of the first 3,000. You know what to do. Give this man a sub. He makes good videos. Shout out Anto, my guy. And also, who else was it? Brody and the rest of the 64 community.